We're going to be talking about, in today's episode, one of the most important things in sales, which is following up. Take a look, and please let us know what you think. I'm Jamin.
And I'm Josh. Jamin, what are we going to talk about today?
We're going to talk about one of the most important things in sales in any industry, which is follow-up.
Awesome.
One of the biggest statistics that Josh and I did some research on the web, and we found that followupsuccess.com says that 48% of salespeople never follow up with a prospect. So that means about half of your sales force goes out, spends their time, which I'm sure you encourage to go cold call or meet new people at a mixer. Meet them, say hello, probably give them a business card, maybe even have some interest, and never again follow up or email them or try to pursue a relationship.
That's insane to me. That's
Blows my mind.
Absolutely insane. It's like, what are they doing? They're just yapping with people and then they do nothing. They just let it go.
I think too many people think that business is going to come to them, and let's just have a light bulb go on in everybody's head that that's not how sales works. You have to go out there and work for it if you actually want to be successful.
That's right. So let's say you're at a mixer or some type of social gathering. You meet a contact. What do you do? What's your framework for following up with somebody?
So let's say I met somebody at a coffee shop, or like you said, a mixer, or any different avenue that you would meet some potential clients. Simple thing. I just email them. I let them know that, hey, by the way, it was good talking to you. I bumped into you at the coffee shop, talked at the mixer, maybe talked for 2 minutes, maybe we talked for 2 hours. But it's a simple email. It's not long. You put in your subject title that says, hey, good talking to you at the coffee shop. Good talking to you earlier this afternoon. Thanks for the tip on the wheatgrass. I mean, whatever is relevant to your conversation that somebody's going to be going through their inbox, and they're going to say, oh yeah, what? That's wheatgrass. What the heck's he talking about? Oh yeah, it's that guy that I met earlier today. And then I just say, hey, you know what? It was good talking to you. Thanks for your time. I always thank people for their time because people appreciate that, of course.
I love that idea of just talking about what was relevant in the conversation, because people do business with people. They don't do business with robots. So having like a templated email is just kind of lame. But if you make it personal, you make it relevant, and it's something it's easily forgotten when you're in the hustle, but I think it makes all the difference in the world. So, one of the things that I saw online as we were going out, doing some different research, because we don't make these just fluff. We want to give some concrete facts. One of the things that really shocked me was that sales happen after anywhere between 5 and 12 follow-ups. So it's not the first, it's not the second, it's not the third, but you got to keep going, you got to keep pushing to really get those sales. So you found 3 stats in particular that I thought were really interesting. So I think you should definitely go through those.
And let me just point out the fact that he just said 5 to 12 times of contact. And earlier the statistic that we said was 48% of people don't follow up after the first contact. So if we're saying 5 to 12 it takes to close a deal, that means there's a lot more than 48% of your sales force that's not even following up with prospects in general, period, even maybe if it's once, twice, or 3 times. So let me throw you a couple more stats at you, which is also from followupsuccess.com. 80% of sales are made on the 5th to 12th contact, which is what he just said. So that's 80% of sales. Not 50, not 40, not 30, 80%. Majority of your sales. 25% of salespeople make a second contact and then completely stop. So 50% of your salespeople don't even follow up once.
That kind of makes me angry.
It does.
Well,
it's like, what are they paying the salespeople for?
You got to have some cojones, man. You got to get out there.
You got to go out there and get them. They're not hungry. I mean, these people are just doing something, but they're not being eager to make money. And I like to make money. I know you like to make money. I'm sure you like to make money.
Well, and sometimes they make it emotional, and I think these type of stats really help me to say, okay, if I get rejected once, twice, if the follow-up's not going well on the 3rd, 4th, I remind myself that 80% of sales happens between the 5th and 12th. It's like, just get to the 12th one.
Yeah.
Just get to
the 12th.
At
least get to 5.
Yeah, at least get to 5. But if you get to 12 and it's cold, it might be cold. But at the same time, that you tried 12 times, you really bat down the door there. And I think that's important.
And they're going to know you after the 5th or 12th
Absolutely.
time. They're going to know who you are and what you do.
Absolutely.
The last stat is even more, appalling, but it's 12% of salespeople make more than 3 contacts. 12%. So that means really only 10% of your sales force. You have 10 guys. One of those guys is actually talking to a prospect 3 times. So it just shows you that follow-up, which, by the way, follow-up can be as simple as, like I said, an email with 4 lines in it. My name, good talking to you. This is what we talked about. I'll talk to you next week. Thank you for your time. Have a great day. That's simple.
Absolutely. Yeah, it definitely takes time to gain a quality a prospect as well as close a deal.
And
So-
it's just like I said, it's just kind of reminding people, because people have busy days, reminding them of a potential valuable relationship they could have. So, lastly, I'll throw this last stat at you guys that we did some research on, is that it takes time to gain quality prospects. I was telling Josh earlier in a conversation that I work with a lot of school districts, and school districts, they have 5, 10, 15, 30 different schools, high schools, elementary schools. There's a lot of moving parts going on in them. And it's going to take a long time to have an entire school district trust you to take care of all of their commercial supplies needs, furniture needs, whatever else. They can't just swap tomorrow and then say, oh, by the way, we have no resources for the students to use anymore. So it takes time. So here's a statistic for you. It's 63% of people requesting information on your company today will not purchase for at least 3 months. 20% will take more than 12 months to buy, from marketingwizard.com.
That's
marketingwisdom.com, excuse me. This is just, and this isn't even geared towards any specific industry. This is across the board.
This is averages, yeah. And that just proves that you got to have hustle.
You have to have hustle and consistency.
Yep.
And like I said, even if you just send somebody an email every couple months, and even earlier when we were saying 5 to 12 contacts, it's not consistent in a row. It's not 5 to 12 within a week. Gosh, you're going to scare the person. You know, this like you said, it could be over a year, it could be over 2 years, it could be over 3 years. Some of my most valuable clients that I have right now, it took about 2 years for them to trust me, actually really want to work with me, and then realize how valuable a relationship is. But listen to this also. If it took 2 years for you to gain their trust and respect and loyalty after you being consistent, which 80 to 90% of all salespeople don't do already, what are the chances of you thinking that you're going to lose that client going forward to somebody else?
Yeah, it's crazy. Absolutely crazy. And I'm excited because I think as people stay tuned to this podcast, they're really going to learn ways from us to leverage technology to automate follow-up with still adding that level of soul and personality and humanity that's required to land big deals. So stay tuned. We're going to wrap this up because we know that you have valuable time. You need to be out there making sales and making money. But from us here in Northern California, I'm Josh.
I'm Jamin.
We'll see you next time.
Take care.